This is a trigger warning as the following conversation contains subject matter that includes rape, violence, and abuse. Please be advised.
We'll start again.
Okay.
Cecilia, you should keep this part. This is really funny.
I know.
Now people know what is the
How
start
glamorous.
podcast.
Yeah, it's super glam, guys.
Okay, for everyone who's listening, this is how we start a podcast. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning, Roxy Soxy.
Good morning, Tam.
How's it going? It's so late. We both, I can't believe we got our shit together. We're both in pajamas. Well, are you in pajamas? I'm in like sweats, so I guess they're pajamas. I'm actually in a nice sweater at the top, but the bottom is like total sleepwear.
So you're like all business up top and all sleep down below.
Well, I don't know what's happening below. Not much lately. And I'll tell you why. But my hair, I just put my hair up because it's been so gross and everyone's in COVID lockdown. It's not getting better in 2021.
Girl, I'm already ready to cancel my 2021 subscription. I'm ready for
the
2022 edition to come out already.
Yeah, you saw the free subscription for the first 7 days and you're like, I'm out.
I'm out. I'm done. Let's move on.
So the reason we don't have a guest, guys, is because we had to do it really late at night because my husband unfortunately got COVID.
Oh, Tammin.
I know.
How are you guys doing? Like, how are you guys holding up?
I don't want to cry, but like the first 7 days were fine. Like, you know, it was interesting because I'm like the person that like double masks and goes to the other side of the street if someone's not wearing a mask and tells my kid not to touch like a pole or a plastic bag or anything like that. And yes, we've been on a road trip, but when I say we've been on a road trip, we've literally been in the car with the four of us and to isolated places like a park where there's like no people because I would just be too scared to go anywhere with people.
Mm-hmm. So you guys hadn't been going to public places?
No, we haven't even eaten in a restaurant. We haven't seen a person since April that's been our friend. Right. Like we've been we didn't even go out on obviously New Year's. We spent it inside. Mm-hmm. Didn't go for Christmas, spent it inside. It's just been the four of us. And we drove up like 5 days ago to Louisiana and like stayed on the outskirts of Louisiana where New Orleans is. Mm-hmm. And one day we were like, you know what, we can just walk into the town, like in like New Orleans. And it was like dead. And I double masked and we were on the other side of the walkway and we went to a park and that's all we did. We got to-go food. And the next day Sean woke up and he's like, I feel sick.
Like,
and I was like, and he said, I feel achy.
Okay. Achy. Okay.
And what's so crazy is I kissed him like 2 hours before he a proper kiss. So
had you guys had sex? Had you guys had sex?
We'd had sex a day or so before that. That's what's so crazy.
Oh my gosh, that is so crazy.
And so we had kissed and I thought like, oh my gosh. And then so I said, okay, so we're gonna go in the car. And I said, we're gonna all wear masks. It was a 6-hour drive. And I was like, we're all gonna wear masks. And I'm so glad we did because I tried to get a rapid test. I couldn't get anything anywhere. And then last minute I got in the rapid test and they're so expensive. And I'm so glad that I got the one through our insurance, which is $20 instead of $250, which I think is ridiculous. Like we shouldn't be charging people $250 for like what's going on right now. Give the people a fucking test.
Yeah. Because they won't get tested if it's that expensive.
Yeah. So it was $25 and he got it and he said it was a rapid test. So he waited in the waiting room and they said, it's positive. And I was in the bathroom and I just started sobbing. And then Phoenix walked in and she's like, what's going on? I was like, nothing, mommy's fine. And then like everything was really fine for 7 days. Like it was bad. It was bad, but it wasn't so bad. Like he had a bit of a headache, some fatigue, but he was okay. And then day 8 and 9. So we're on day 10 and it's tomorrow, day 8 and 9. He just like got really bad. Like fever was 102. Lost his taste of like smell, half his taste. He tastes a little weird. He's got severe back pain. He's got a cough, but I guess, you know, his oxygen's still good. It's just like, I'm not doing well with it.
God, and how are the kids doing? Like, do they know
They're
fully?
fine, but it's
Yeah.
like also so crazy because we have isolated as well. The only thing we've just gone outside for a second or two because, their mental state too has to like be okay. But we've not seen obviously anyone. We've been totally isolated. Yeah, haven't gone anywhere for 10 days now. When they say, and I also didn't tell you, but we tested negative.
Oh, good.
So we're negative and we still quarantined for 10. So we're now on day 10. So technically after day 10, you can leave, but I don't know. I don't feel like I'm going to.
And
He's upstairs and I
he's
put
quarantined, right?
yeah, he's upstairs. I put a one of those zip that's those hospital like zip doors like
Yeah.
that's made out of plastic. I've taped the whole thing around except like it doesn't cover the bottom, so I was like fuck. So then I got like a garbage bag and I cut it in half and then I stuck the bottom. And then when I go up there, I go up in gloves and 2 masks and it's day 10, so knock on wood, like we've had no symptoms at all.
Good. Oh my God, that is so scary. So how do you think he's doing mentally? Do you think that he is like just
No, it's
dealing with it?
yeah, I think that, I think the worst part about all of this is just the unknown. And it's like, they say 99.99999, and I get it. But like, how many times have you said in your life, like, oh, I thought that wouldn't happen to me? Or, oh,
Right.
I didn't think that I'd be on a plane that, was on a plane. I told you that like almost crashed. I was like, I didn't think that would ever happen to me. I was in a tsunami. Like, I didn't think that would ever happen to me. Like, things fucking happen. And that's the scary part.
Well, and I think too, especially with COVID-19, it's so unpredictable and nobody knows how it's going to hit them. Like, even if they're super healthy or what have you, there's no way to tell. So it's like literally you're going like, as you guys are and how Sean is, like, it's like day by day and you're kind of waking up to the next day to see what that day brings. And it's like you could be on a good trajectory with COVID-19 and then, all of a sudden have a bad day and then you're set back. And so I think that too also adds to like the scary effect. Plus you have your, you guys are all there together and you're in a different city. So you can't really, it's not like you're back home here in LA where it's like, okay,
there's your things. Yeah.
And there's options and there's people that and but that's what I think is so tricky, Tammin. But I think like for you need to like make sure you stay healthy and your mental health stays healthy too,
And it was weird because I was doing so well with it. And I thought like, oh, it's interesting. Like when shit really hits the fan and when you're tested, you have to stand up and fight. Right. So for the first 7 days, like I got up 5 a.m. with my kids, cooked, cleaned, looked after him, got ready for Phoenix's school that's coming up. I don't know how we're going to do that. I did my work, like executed all that stuff. And I was like, because you have to just get up and fight. And like when, the cards are against you, you just have to do that. But then something happened this weekend. It's like, I think when you have a lot of hope, it's easy to fight because you're like, you know what, this just is what it is and we'll get through it. But then when you see someone like feeling sicker, you kind of like, you don't feel as strong. And then you feel like, you're not doing well with it.
Right. And you're allowed to have that. I mean, you're allowed to have those bad moments and like those moments where you're questioning and, like, so don't feel like you don't have to, you know what I mean? Like you have to stay strong, like all the time. Like you can go into a closet and punch a pillow and like scream into the pillow.
But the problem is like I scream at my kids, and that's the thing that sucks is like, I'm so good. I just think like, keep your shit together. And then my daughter's like, Mom, can I have a snack? And I'm like, if you fucking ask for one more snack. I mean, I didn't say that to her, but I said, no, you can't have a snack, because at the end of the day, it's like, you're human too. And I think that it's made me realize, because I'm not a stay-at-home mom and I wouldn't even classify you as a stay-at-home mom because, I work quite a lot and I like to work. And I almost think that being a working mom is easier than a stay-at-home mom because
I think so.
you're working, but you like, well, most of the time, or hopefully you like what you're doing. So it's like, you're not just, picking up diapers and, cleaning messes and wiping off, I call it textile in Australia. What do you guys call it? Like Sharpie off the walls, like I feel like a stay-at-home mom I can see why it affects people's mental state. And there's a lot of depression and anxiety, like when you're a stay-at-home mom, because
Mhm.
it just never ends.
No, it never ends, and it feels like, I mean, I would assume for, women that are stay-at-home moms that it would be, you're all like, at least it seems like when you go to a job, like there's some sort of like a reward, like you either
Mhm.
get like a bonus or you get a raise or you get commended by your boss or you get an award,
Mhm.
for acting or whatever it is, like there's something to like, to verify that you truly are doing you and you're doing all the things, but it's
Mhm.
like I think when you're a stay-at-home mom, it's not like your kids turn around to you all the time and are like, thank you, mom. Like what you
Yeah.
did was so amazing. Like usually, I don't know, for me at least, I'm getting like screamed at, you
All
know,
the time. It's
right?
like such a thankless job. And
Yes.
I can't stand, like, it's weird because I assume we both have husbands who they let us kind of be working women, right?
Right. Right.
So they're like, sure, you're feminists, and that's wonderful. We're feminists too. We're the feminist guys. But I see, because I'm on TikTok so much because it's my only outlet. I see glimpses into other people's lives, and
Mhm,
there's still so much misogyny
mhm,
that is still prevalent in the home life, in
mhm,
home life. Like,
mhm.
I see men being like, oh, what does my wife do all day,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like it's supposed to be a joke, right?
Mhm,
And I just think, wow, we're still there.
mhm.
Like, we have a long way to go when it comes to respecting the mother
Yeah. Yeah.
and all that she does and all the
Mhm.
jobs that she does, not just the working mother. Cause I feel like when you say you're a working mother, people are like, oh my God, you're amazing,
Yeah.
breastfeeding while you're doing a photo shoot,
Yeah.
like work life, mom life. Like, everyone praises that so much. It's like,
Mhm,
keep going until, you break down. But that's wonderful. That's kind of what America's about. Like, keep working,
mhm.
keep striving to be the best. But I think that we don't give enough, applause to the job that is the thankless job that is the stay-at-home mother.
And really, it's like the most important job, because you're raising the next generation, I
Mhm.
mean, you're helming a human being, so it's
Mhm.
like in some ways that is the most important job that there is, and it's like I mean, I can only imagine like these women are wearing 10,000 different hats all day long.
Yeah.
You're the driver, you're the cook, you're the CEO, you're the cleaner, you're the
Nurse.
teacher, you're the nurse, yeah, it's like there's so many different things. And it's like, I almost feel like even though work it can be very hard, it's at least
Mhm.
kind of an escape in some ways,
Oh, it totally is an escape.
right? It's like,
When I get overwhelmed with my kids, I go to my computer,
mhm,
and I try to finish an email or try to finish a phone call because it's a distraction.
mhm,
And it makes me feel guilty though sometimes because I want to, and this is probably just the perfectionism thing that I
mhm,
struggle with, but I want to look at my kids and soak in every moment with them and
yeah,
love every moment with them and appreciate every moment with them, but I don't.
mhm,
And I don't think anyone does, but it's just like I wish that I could sometimes see what's in front of me
mhm.
rather than all the other stuff that's making me stressed.
You know what is so interesting that you're saying that? I was thinking about that very thing this weekend with like everything that had happened this week in America on Wednesday with the
Mhm.
Capitol and that horrible, horrible tragedy. But it was like there was a point, yesterday, like Saturday, that my daughter came up to me in the other room. I was on the phone, like, being addicted to the news because that's like there's so
Of
much going
course.
on right now, right? And she just looked at me and she's like, Mommy, will you please like watch a movie with me? And normally I'd be like, okay, I'll be there in like 10 minutes, whatever. And then I looked at my phone and I put it down and I said, what the, not, I didn't say it to her, but in my head, I
What the
said,
fuck, man?
what the fuck,
What the
man?
fuck, Bray?
Yeah, what the
What the
fuck?
fuck are you asking for, Bray? You want me to watch a fucking movie with you? What are you,
What the
7?
Yeah, exactly. I looked at my
Like,
phone.
sometimes I want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Normally any other day. But no, I looked at my phone and I just in my head, I was like, "Oh, what the fuck am I doing? Like, put the phone down." And I gotta tell you, Tammin,
I
because
know.
my mental health has not been great with this week with all this stuff going
Mm-hmm.
on, is that I put the phone down for an hour and I laid in bed with her and I just cuddled her and watched a movie. And I at first it was like anxiety, like
Right. It's always 20 minutes of like thinking about other stuff and you
yes.
can't get into the
And you
movie.
can't get into the movie, but then I just sort of let go, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, this is exactly the place that I needed to be right now, like nuzzling, snuggling, watching a
Mm-hmm.
movie, getting my mind off of this, because that is also not good for the mental health, you know?"
No. I find this is so embarrassing. I was like about to laugh and then I wanted to cry and then I wanted to laugh, which has probably been this week.
Yeah.
That's an indication of this week. But my thumbs have from this week have started to like I've started to have severe pain in both my thumbs because I swipe up too much.
So
How fucked up is that?
you're getting like carpal tunnels in your thumb.
Oh, I can't use my thumbs and I haven't been able to for the last 5 days. And I was like, if that's not an indication that I'm on my phone too much, the problem is a lot of my work.
Right.
Like, you know, we do this episode and people go, okay, well, how can you work me on your phone? But then you listen to the episode on your phone.
Right.
You edit it on your phone. You do the assets on your phone.
Mhm.
You send the assets to your guest on the phone. You book guests through
On your phone.
Facebook and
Yeah.
Instagram on your DMs on
Mhm.
your phone. You
Yeah.
do your emails on your phone. You check out TikToks to create your own TikToks on your phone.
Yeah.
You know, it's like your business is theirs. But I feel that I'm trying to distract myself with my phone, but it's actually doing the opposite for me. It's actually putting me right in there and it's not distracting me in the way that I think it's going to for in a healthy manner.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. How long do you think you've been on social media longer this week than in normal other weeks? Do you think it's worse
I
this week?
used to be
Uh-huh.
on social media in a way, and I can't believe I'm even being honest about this,
Mhm.
to compare myself to other people. I used to go down a really dark hole with it.
Mhm.
And I used to sit on there and compare and wonder why I'm not getting this campaign or why I'm not getting this job.
Mhm.
And so I used to go like I used to think it was healthy for me. I'd be like, "Oh, I'm just seeing what my friends are doing," but it wasn't.
Mhm.
I was just looking at people and like texting my managers and agents and saying like, "Why didn't I get this job?"
Mhm.
So I deleted all those accounts. I deleted all the accounts that were not healthy for my mental state. And now I
Mhm.
only have accounts that are like body positivity accounts and
Mhm.
mental health wellness accounts. And I
Mhm.
no longer have accounts where it's like, look at me. This is inspirational, aspirational. I don't want those types of accounts to look at. I want to look at accounts that go, oh, we're in this together. Like, and that's what I try to do with my account. I want people to feel they're not alone and
Mhm.
that, you know, we're all struggling with something. I don't want those aspirational accounts. Like that does not. So, but back to your question, I've been on TikTok a lot because for me, TikTok is a way that for me, I feel like there's a community because there's like an algorithm that like the things that you like or the things that you see. So I
Mhm.
see a lot of like funny clips and just people that are like my people, and I get to watch people perform in a way. You know,
Mhm.
I don't know. It seems different, but yes, I've been doing that to try to de-stress.
Yes, it's true. And I
But
think
you're not. You're on
yeah.
Facebook trying to cause fights.
Dude, I feel like I've gotten sucked in to the echo chamber this week. You know, it's like you get you know, like you're saying, like the algorithm, they see what you like and what you're looking at and they send you more of that. And I think because I've been so like news heavy this week that it's
Mhm.
been like that like constant barrage. And there have been times that I have just been had to like step back and be like, okay, don't post that because it does heighten your emotion, you know, and it gets
Of
you
course.
crazy, right? Like it gets you crazy thinking about these things. And I'm like, okay, don't. I mean, I definitely have been doing my fair share of posting this week, but like, I feel like there's been times when I've been like, okay, you don't post, don't hit send, like,
Mhm.
don't do that because what is going to be on the other side of that? What is that going to get you?
Yeah.
You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
Sean said we had this interesting, you know, my husband and I are very different. I'm very reactive
Same.
and I'm very passionate about my beliefs, and in a way I feel, and this is probably not a good trait, that if I believe it, everyone should believe it, right? And we want to coat our opinions onto everyone else, right? And my husband has very strong beliefs, and they're the same beliefs as I have. But he's like, well, why don't you try to listen to the reason why people feel a certain way? And I'm like, but that's not, you can't but right is wrong. There's a wrong and there's a right.
Right.
But what I learned through traveling through America in this last 3 months is the things that matter to people in certain parts of America have no place in other parts.
Right.
Like if you're in Montana, you're dealing with snow and, deer and living in a totally different topography than you are if you're living in New Orleans, right?
Right.
So taking Trump away from this, because I know, we're talking about that without actually talking about it. If we just talk about people, take away what happened on Wednesday and just talk about just people, right? Just Republicans and Democrats. There are so many people that the policies only work for them because of the way they live and the lifestyle that they live.
Right.
So that's what confuses me. I said to Sean, because I'm not from the States, I was like, traveling around America made me feel like there are 50 different countries, not 50 different states. It doesn't feel when you drive around America like it's the United States of America. It feels like it's like driving through Europe going, oh, this is a country, this is a country, this is a country. Montana is completely different to Louisiana, is completely different to New York. They are apples and oranges. So it's hard to vote on certain policies that really don't affect your life, and other people to vote for policies that don't affect their lives for you. It's very confusing when you travel around the United States and you realize that.
Well, and like you're saying, that's an interesting point, because you're right. It does kind of feel like you go to different countries when you go to the different states. And until really this past week, I mean, I knew that we were divided. I knew that people in this place, not in this place, but people with these beliefs feel one way. And then people with these beliefs feel a different way. But I didn't understand the depth of the divide really until this week, and how extreme and how desperate it is for people.
Desperate.
And it's
desperate to hold on to something. And sometimes I think people are so desperate to hold on to something that they hold on to the wrong thing.
Exactly. And they want to be heard so bad. And I think that's a basic human trait, is that we all want to be heard in some way or another. Obviously some people take it too far and should not do that, but it's I think, and I was watching actually a psychiatrist on the TV today who was being interviewed on one of the news channels. And she was talking about, this goes to the very core of people that want to belong to a community. They want to belong to a group, and they want to have common beliefs and shared beliefs within this group. And it's it just the human experience wants community. So I think that too played a big role. And I mean, people's mental health obviously is a huge portion of this too,
So there's a woman on death row. Do you know her name? She's the one who is about to be executed.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. Yep.
So I looked into her story. Maybe you can Google her while we're on here so you know her name. So I looked into her story, and at first glance you go, oh, she should be executed. She went into someone's house, and the woman was pregnant, and she stabbed her, murdered her, and cut open her stomach and took her baby out of her stomach. So when you hear that, you go, execution, of course. Right. And then you read her story and you delve into it, and she was brutally raped her whole life from when she was Phoenix and Bray's age. She was sex trafficked. She was beaten. Think about a human being who at our daughter's age went through such horrific events in their life. I'm not saying that that's okay to do that.
Right.
But you look at that person on death row now and you go, it's a different story, isn't it? It's a different outlook. Like, should she be executed based on her being, they said that she was so psychotic from how much abuse she had and how the terror that she had been through. She had been raped relentlessly throughout her whole life and beaten. And it's like, is it her fault that she turned out like that?
God, that's such a tricky question, because I understand also on the flip side, the family, the victim's family, wanting some sort of justice, of course, right? Of course. But at the same token, like if you look at it on the other side, it doesn't bring the victim back or the victims back, it doesn't right what has already been done. So I see that side of it too. And I see that, like, if somebody is mistreated, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, I mean, you see that how that completely changes probably their entire mental state,
Right. She wasn't even in reality, they said, when she did it.
Oh, God.
It's like that story, and this is like a trigger warning, please. I'm so sorry to everyone who's listening. But that story where a woman drowned her entire family, like her young children, and she kept saying to her husband, I have postpartum depression. I have postpartum psychosis. And he was like, okay. She warned him over and over and over and over again. And then that's what happens. And she goes, I'm pretty sure her story, she went to jail for the rest of her life. She was like, help me. So my question is, like, everyone loses. Everyone's the victim, aren't they?
Yeah. It's true. And she was, it doesn't justify what she did, but she did try to cry out, for help. And that's why I think too, the helpers are so important for people to have, you've got to have, I don't even know in her case what she could have done, but if it wasn't for him, maybe somebody else to go to, or maybe, but I don't know. Maybe you're so hopeless in that situation. I don't know. It's just such a tragedy.
But see, that's what goes back to these events that happened on Wednesday. It's like, what happened on Wednesday, the people are sick. So we have to fix that. We have to fix people who are mentally not well. We have to fix that. We have to talk about it.
Yeah.
These people aren't well.
No, they're not well. They're not well. Anybody who would do what they did on Wednesday, potentially risk their life, harm, put other people's lives at risk, and actually kill people in the process. That's not right. And like you're saying, Tammin, like the mental state, I don't think people are talking enough about, with these people. It's like, there's obviously something hugely wrong. And I think too, to Sean's point, like what you were saying earlier, is that, you think, right and wrong, of course, one's right, one's wrong. But it's like, now I think we're going to have to try to understand each other, in order to move forward in some way, like, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that, I think that even just involves like the human condition, not even like politics, I think at this point.
Right.
That's like secondary, right? It's like, what is going on with these people? Like, we need to try to understand.
We need to find out what happened, because it's so easy to just say bad, good.
Yeah.
But there has to be a deeper dive into why this happened.
Yeah. Because I guarantee, maybe for some people it was just Wednesday and, his speech and all of that, but it seems like it's been a series of things or things that, like, who knows what these people are living through, their lives, what they're dealing with on a daily basis, what they hear, obviously, coming from
what is resonating? What is resonating? Why?
Why is it resonating? Why?
And that's what Sean was saying. Like, unless you figure out what is going on, you can't fix anything.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm just like so passionate. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. But then that doesn't help I'm like you. I get into these fights on Facebook, so I don't go on
Right.
Facebook anymore. Because we have to figure out what's going on.
Right, right. And it's not enough. I think we're doing a disservice turning on each other as much as it like you're saying, we're so passionate and I want to like argue my point all the time. I just think like now in this country, at some point, we have to stop turning on each other. It can't be
Yeah.
about like us versus them or whatever. Because by the way, too, all of these foreign adversaries we have are watching all of this. And it's like we are now vulnerable to
Right. Yeah.
outside attacks and things like that. We should be like uniting and being like, no, like we can't have this again. Like no matter what side of the aisle people are on or what their beliefs are. It's like,
And when we travel so much, we haven't
Mhm.
obviously in the last year and a half, but you know, we've traveled everywhere.
Mhm.
And Phoenix has been exposed to so many different religions and races and cultures. And when you look at it and when you meet people from all around the world, you
Mhm.
realize that they all want the same things. We
Mhm.
all want the same things, which is safety
Mhm.
for our families, health,
Mhm.
friendship,
Mhm.
community, food,
Mhm.
shelter.
Mhm.
It's like we all want the same thing.
Mhm.
And if we can realize that we're so much more alike than we are different fundamentally as human
Mhm.
beings, then we can maybe try to get on the same page.
Yeah.
We need to find a compromise that works for everyone
Mhm.
so that everyone feels seen and heard and valued, so we
Mhm.
don't have to go down this
Ugly path. Yeah.
ugly path.
Well, I think too, there's so much, like you're saying, there's so much misinformation out there, and so many people just don't know and are being fed this from here and this from over here. And, getting all this misinformation. And I think too, actually required reading for
Mhm.
every citizen and every person that lives in this country is the Constitution. Everybody should
Mhm.
read the Constitution so they know what this country was based on,
Mhm.
why it was formed, the things that are and aren't allowed. Like, so there is no question. So when you're listening to a political candidate, for example, give a speech, you know what's real, you know what's truthful, you know what's bullshit. Like
Mhm.
everybody should have read the Constitution by now that lives in this country and that votes, and that so you would know, it's like having that information there and making sure people are not ignorant and not misinformed is such a big step too, you know?
But that was the scary part, is that what happens when news sources start not
Mhm.
telling the truth?
That's the
Then
thing.
you're living in this world that we've been living in America for a
Mhm.
while now that is like, well, what is the truth?
Mhm. Mhm. And
And that's what's really
everybody's
scary.
Yep. Yep. When you can't even trust like the sources that you always thought you can trust. That's why I think too it is so important for everybody just to do research, just to dive
Mhm.
down deeper, dig deeper. Like if something doesn't feel right to you in your gut or you feel like somebody's lying, even if it's on a news program, or somebody speaking or somebody, whatever, like do that deeper dive and try to find out like exactly, what the truth is. And it just I don't know. There's just you're right. There's a lot of lies going around. There's a lot of BS. Like we're also in a period of time right now in this country where we've never been in this sort of a situation before. So there's a lot of unknowns, you know?
I wonder how, it's like, oh, people seem, every time I turn on social
Mhm.
media, maybe that's the only way I see people, everyone seems to be coping, right?
Right.
But I'm like, I don't think we've fully realized what we've been through. Like, we've been through
Mm.
war.
It's like
It's
PTSD.
been through
Yeah.
war. Like, to
Yeah.
have this pandemic, we haven't seen our friends for almost a year.
Right.
I haven't seen my family for a year and a half. People
Mhm.
haven't seen their families for a year and a half.
Right.
People have gotten really sick, passed away. No schools
Mhm.
open for children. The ramifications of that when it comes to their education.
Mhm.
I think everyone's just a little numb,
Mhm.
and I think it's going to hit us in time.
It's yeah, that's what the scary part is too, to even think that because the full effect hasn't been revealed yet, that what more could be coming down the road, like, and that's the thing. And if we don't deal with it, it's going to get worse, it's going to get worse. But you're right. It's like, we've been through war. It's just not like the traditional war that you would think of. It's like, not being able to go out, not seeing your friends. And it's hard. And I'm an extrovert. I love being around people. I love getting that energy from people, like in a, like in real life situation, so I get it. Like it's been hard for me. My mental health hasn't been the best, but it's like, I don't know how we're, get through it. But I think, we just have to it sounds so simple. And I know it's harder for people just to stay strong and try to live, deal with that day by day. But I don't know what else we can do at this point.
I know. I think for me, I get up every day. It's been like Groundhog Day for 10 days. And I'm just like, keep moving.
Keep moving, right?
Because you just got to keep moving. Like, I can't just lay in bed, right? I have 2 children. So I have to clean, and I can't not clean the kitchen and make them food. They're hungry.
Right.
So just keep moving. There's not a real other choice right now.
Right. There's no alternative. Have you been, I know for me this past week, exercise has been helping a lot, like just being able to get on the treadmill.
I can't even move I have no time to myself at all. But I have found the Great British Baking Show.
Oh, yes. Wait, tell me about this. I saw you post.
Have you not watched
I've not seen it. No, but I know it's like a cult. Like people love
I am
it.
part of that cult now. And then also, have you heard of Nailed It?
No, what is Nailed It?
Fucking hell, Roxy. Where have you been?
I mean, clearly
Nailed
not
It
the right
place.
place.
Nailed It is so great for you and your kid because it's like they bring out these obnoxious cakes. Like, here's a Sphinx like cake, and you have to make it. And these people really don't know what they're doing.
Are they not bakers?
Really, they're not really bakers. There's like mediocre kind of like, I bake a cake every now and then, and I hope my husband, likes it, but sometimes he thinks I poisoned it. You know what I mean? Like they're not that good. So the concoctions that come out are so hysterical. This is called Nailed It. This isn't the Great British Baking Show. This is Nailed It.
Okay.
So it's really great with your daughter because it's like it's really it's a novelty, and the host is so funny.
Okay.
And she's really loud, and they've got like their things that they do, like their shtick with like all the other people on the show. So that's a really great one. But Great British Baking Show is so incredible. Like there's these bakers who should be, Michelin star bakers, I guess. And they're so good, but they'll say something like, okay, this week is pie. So sections in so the first section is you choose a pie of your choice. Make sure it's blah, 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 blah. So then they think up a concoction like, okay, I'm going to make a chocolate pecan raspberry pie with some gold sliver cherry jam on top, right? So this is each contestant thinks up something. Then they make these amazing pies, but the judges are so harsh. They're like, your dough is soggy underneath, take it back, So they're really kind of scary. So you're really scared when they get judged. And then the second part is the it's my brain's not working since I've been up since 4:00, but it's they all have to make something. You have to make a very specific tart, and everyone has to make the same tart, and to see if you're really good at who makes the best tart, pretty much. It's the technical round. And then the third is something of their choice or whatever. But I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's just the way that they talk or the scariness of the judges or something. But it is so addictive, and I'm obsessed. And
oh my God. So I need to watch this. It's a great escape too. I bet.
It's such a great escape. Yeah. But what's so crazy is it's so not American because you win nothing.
You just get a pie.
You don't win anything. You get a medal and you get some flowers. And these people are crying. They're like, I just can't believe I didn't make it to the next round. Oh my God. Sobbing, hysterical, shaking. And I'm like, guys, you don't win anything. You don't win any money. You win nothing. But I also noticed that they're so their competitive spirit is so lovely. Like it's
Okay.
just so supportive.
Mhm.
Like one of the girls was crying because she like dropped something on the floor and the guy was like, okay, it's okay. You can just pick it up, put your hand underneath the bottom, and then put it into the fridge. You'll save it. You'll save it. It's good. Like in America, they'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, oops, I squashed it. They're
Totally.
so nice to each other. And then like when one of the contestants leaves, they all cry.
Oh my
They
God.
all cry. They're like, it's so sad to see you leave. And it's just the best. You're just like, you guys are so amazing. You're so nice.
Wait, that is. I wonder why that is. Is it because it's British? Like,
It
why do you
just
think it?
seems like their, companionship. Is that what it is?
Mhm.
Companionship is so just lovely. I don't know what it is.
Ugh, and they don't win anything,
No,
really.
they
I
win
mean,
nothing. Mm-mm.
meanwhile, on like, Top, do they even cry on Top Chef? Like that's,
No.
but that's amazing. Okay, I'm definitely putting that on my
Yes.
to watch list.
And guess what else you're also putting on your to watch list?
Tell me what?
Do. Oh no, that's not the way it goes. What's the theme song? Okay, I'm not gonna do the theme song, but I'm gonna give you a hint.
Okay.
And then I thought, was it really just a girl in New York City?
Sex in the City.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't remember the theme song. I have seen every episode
Me too.
92 times.
It's literally like the best
everything.
show. It's everything.
And so many like kids now have no idea what this show is. I can't believe this is starting to happen.
I mean, literally, but you know what? Samantha is not going to be on there because Kim Cattrall, I guess, didn't want to rejoin the cast.
They didn't. I think they just did not get along.
Yeah,
which kind of sucks because Kim Cattrall is such an iconic character, and without her, it's just
such a great character on the show. It would have been nice if they could have all come together, but I'm definitely still going to watch it.
So what do you think they're going to do for the Samantha role?
God, that'll be interesting. I wonder if they're going to keep do you think they'll like make her will they kill her off, or will they be like, oh, she's off in Europe doing PR for write her kind of out of the storyline, but not like dead? Just in case.
Are they going to have Samantha as someone else?
I don't think that.
Or are they going to have another character that's really important that comes in who's like her?
That might happen. I don't think they can have somebody else play Samantha. I think Kim Cattrall is so rooted in that character that I don't think you can replace her,
It is going to suck though, because I will be honest, I'm so excited, but it isn't the same without her.
Actually, I have a good suggestion. If they were going to replace her with anybody, you know who would be great?
Who?
Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
She would be great, right?
She would be good.
She would be good. I feel like she could do it, but
I mean, maybe replace the character. I feel like you need that character to balance them out.
Yeah, they need like that sort of, that kind of type. Like, I don't know. But I did read a little bit of the synopsis, and they said that it's like them now in their 50s kind of navigating, New York and career and, obviously.
I'm so excited.
So excited. And they start shooting this spring. We need to have them on this show.
You know what? They shouldn't even they shouldn't have even announced it. They should have just shot it and then been like, and just been like, hey guys, Monday. 12 episodes of Sex in the City. Oh. I mean, people just gone crazy. Now we have to wait.
Oh, and for a long time too, because if they're not shooting it until the spring, I mean, that's what, another
which is
year?
Really summer because of COVID.
Yeah, exactly. Is that another year? Probably, right?
Oh man.
I want to I'm dying. We need that right now. We need it right now.
We need it.
But I think that's going to make me go back and watch old episodes of Sex in the City too. Do you think you'll go back and watch the old one, rewatch?
Yeah, but I've seen I even at my wedding used a sentence from Sex and the City that said, I want uncontrollable. I think she said it in the end. Maddening, can't live without each other love. And
I remember that line. You put it
forever
in your
I put that in my wedding speech. Yeah, forever mine, forever thine, forever ours. I did.
I love it.
I did.
You're like, Sean, you're big.
Yeah. I don't want him to be big. I mean, I love Big, but Big needs to commit. Well, he did commit at the end, but
Yeah, he did. He came
Yeah.
around. I
he
know.
came around.
It'll be interesting to see though. I mean, definitely 100% watching it.
Well,
Absolutely.
Roxy, I'm excited for this year. 2021 has
know.
not started well, but I think that I know that we already have some incredible guests that are lined up for this year.
Very excited.
And then we're also going to get more listener participation, which I think is super exciting. Yes.
That'll be very exciting. We need to have you guys more interactive with us. So we've got some cool stuff planned.
Yes, we've got some exciting things planned so we can meet all of you. Not all of you, but hopefully some of you.
Some of you.
We'll meet hundreds of thousands of you.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully meet some of you. So we're just so grateful that you guys are listening and following along with Crazy Roxy and really normal Tammin. Just kidding.
Come on, girl.
You're like Crazy Roxy and very chill Tammin.
Very
shit together. Just kidding.
Normally I would be dancing on big hits now, but it's COVID, so I have nowhere to go except my own house.
I'm really excited for 2021. We've got some great guests, and thank you guys so much for listening. And don't forget to rate, subscribe, and comment.
Yes, and come back and see us because we have so much fun stuff planned for you guys.
Yes.
A lot of exciting things.
Lots of exciting things. And on Instagram, we are Women on Top Official.
And Women on Top Podcast on Facebook.
And I am Tammin Sursock.
And I am Roxy Manning.
And we are Women on